Well, hello, General Hospital Daily Recap fans. Today's daily recap is for Monday, January the 30th, 2023. Monday, January the 30th. My goodness, January is almost gone already. Okay, so let's see what's happening. We have Anna, Marty, and Lucy are still in the bedroom, probably getting ready for round four. Right? And Anna, Valentin, and Felicia are talking, and they're just saying how heartbreaking it is that Charlotte will have to go through, you know, pretending or mock thinking her father's dead. So I don't know how much more they're gonna really tell her, because I'm sure they wouldn't tell her everything because they don't want Victor to know. But still, no, I don't agree with that. That's a whole Spencer thing. No, 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 don't do that, right? So Felicia she goes, I gotta go. And they said, where are you going? I gotta go to the pharmacy to get something for my allergies. She tears out of there, and Valentine looks at Anna and says, do you believe that? She goes, Lucy doesn't have allergies. So then they go, ooh, maybe she was giving us some time to be alone. Hey. So they start making out on the couch, and then there's Felicia's special knock. And so Anna goes to the door and she goes, did you get everything you needed? Did you get what? She goes, did you get everything you needed? And Felicia goes, I don't have allergies. And Anna's like, yeah. And then she goes, but I got what I needed. And so she steps aside, and Charlotte comes around, Papa. Well, you know what? Hopefully Felicia blindfolded her like they did Marty. Okay. Because Charlotte don't need to know where she went, right? No. So anyway, he's so happy, and he gets so emotionally teary when he's with Charlotte. I'm telling you, you honestly believe this actor is in love with this girl, no matter what version of Charlotte they have cast at the time. He just loves his Mosheri so bad, right? Oh my goodness. So they had such a good little hug and reunion and talking. He's telling her to stay away from Victor. She goes, I confronted him because I thought he took you from me. And she goes, he says, you're so brave, mon ami. But whatever he calls her, Moshari. But stay away from him. Just he's dangerous. Stay away from him. And so then Charlotte and Anna have a good little talk. You know what's so interesting? Every daughter of the man Anna is seeing just loves Anna Devane. They just love her. From Finn's daughter, Violet, from Valentine's daughter, Charlotte, from, her own granddaughter, Emma. I mean, Anna, girls love her. I think it's that spy in her that, oh my goodness, she's kick butt, right? She's almost like a superhero. My dad's dating a superhero. But anyway, it was really good to see that reunion with Valentine and what's that girl's name? Charlotte. I just said her name, Charlotte, right? So then we have Stella is back into town again, right? Ready to help with the preparations on the wedding. And I read in Comic Corner they thought Stella was going to find out. I kind of think so too, because it came up when Stella was talking to Trina. They were talking because she said, you just met this cousin and you go back and forth from London to here. And she goes, well, her and her cousin, whatever her cousin's name was, we're like two peas in a pod. And Trina's like, and to think it was the DNA test that brought you together. And so Trina says, I took a DNA test for a school project when I was in high school. And it said, I have a match. I have an actual relative here in Port Charles. But then I got skittish. I deleted my account because I didn't want to meet strange new people. And I thought, what kind of sense does that make, Trina? Realistically, now that you even saying it out loud, what kind of sense does that make? What? Why wouldn't you want to know? You don't have to go meet them, but who are they? Right? Explore it a little bit more. You would have thought, right? And so Stella's like, huh. really? When did you say you took that DNA test? And she says, oh, my senior year. It was for a project. And so Stella's figuring out it's about the same time I took mine. Okay. And she goes, yeah. And you know what was so interesting? Jordan even questioned me about, the DNA test and where did I take it, because she was considering doing it herself. And so Stella's like, oh, really? Okay. Because Stella was taking Trina to the hospital for Britt's memorial. That's supposedly starting, what's today, Monday? Maybe they'll have it in a couple days because, General Hospital, right? So that was great. And then Marshall Beeline booked out of there when Stella's like, why can't he play at your wedding? And Marshall's is like, well, so Curtis says, no, Auntie, no, we just haven't finalized the details. That's it, Auntie. That's all. And so then he goes, have you seen TJ? I haven't seen it, but I spoke to that boy last week and she got all off the subject, which gave Marshall a time to do a quick exit, right? And so when they left, Marshall comes, is the coast clear? She goes, yeah, and Stella and Trina have gone to the hospital. Coast is clear. So they're talking, and Marshall says, look, I took the genetic, I went ahead and did the genetic testing. And so Curtis said, wait, what? He goes, yeah, I did it last week. He says, I decided, you know what? It's time to stop running from my past. It's time to see, where am I? What's really going on? You and Portia pushed me enough, and I realized it was just me and my old habits not wanting to do it. So he did it. He says, now I don't know if the results will be back in time for your wedding. And in my mind, I'm thinking the wedding's Valentine's Day, the 14th of February. When Curtis took it, Curtis got his results back in a couple of days. So Marshall should be getting his results back in a couple of days. Let's be real, right? So now we have Jordan at the hospital. She's talking to Portia. And she was telling Portia, she goes, actually, I want to speak to you because I was talking to Taggart, and Taggart had some concerns about you, him, and you, Trina, and Curtis. And Portia automatically jumps off the defensive and gets all funky with Jordan, saying, why would Taggart be talking to you about Trina? You're always trying to start troubles because you want Curtis back. And she's just going on. And she goes, listen, Taggart is concerned because the hook killer is still out there. And it seems to be targeting everybody, that's involved with Trina or, around Trina. So this wedding is going to have all Trina's family and loved ones there. He's concerned that, do you all have enough security? Well, that's something for me and Taggart and Curtis to not, to get it together, not you. And I'm thinking, boy, wouldn't you want the chief of police on your side at your wedding, right? You might be able to get some motorcycle cop escorts going on if you play nice, Portia. No, you just want Curtis back. You want him and you're trying it. And she goes, I do not want Curtis back. This has nothing to do with me getting Curtis back. But she's like, but you would have thought you would have got your house in order. She did throw that in there, like, yeah, but you should have said something. And so Jordan, and I think it's when she was making that innuendo about you should have told Curtis about this or something. And Stella and Trina are coming off the elevator at that time. And Stella's like, told Curtis what? And Portia's looking, and Jordan looks at her. And so Portia says, and Stella, I didn't know you were back. You weren't supposed to be back for another week. Tell Curtis about what? And so Jordan said, no, just to tell about the divorce papers. everything is final. Everything is in order. So Stella's like, oh, okay, woo, all right. And so Portia, Stella says, look, they're here. She's going to take her to deal with the wedding dress because the designer or the seamstress says it's ready. And so Portia says, I just got to make a quick phone call and then we can go. So Stella says, don't worry about it. I can entertain myself until you're ready. So Stella goes over to Jordan and she says, okay, you know, you and I can be honest about anything with each other, and something's going on. I don't know. Trina tells me she took the DNA test, I mean, with that company right about the same time I did, but she deleted her profile. So she says, I don't know, something's up with that. But remember, Trina deleted her profile after Portia found out she had done it. And Portia said, you don't want to leave your information out there like that, baby. You know, and so Trina was kind of like, you know what, you're right. You're right. Trina didn't think about that on her own. Portia engineered that because she didn't want any family markers showing up to bust her out, right? So then we have, so she goes, and Trina tells me, Jordan, this is Stella talking, you question her about her DNA test and where she got it from. So does that mean you think something's off about it too? She's like, yeah, I think something's going on and we need to talk. So let's see. Let's see. I think Jordan will put Stella off because I don't think she's ready to tell yet. This secret is going to come out on the wedding day. Stella might get Trina to redo it. Or maybe the profile's not permanently deleted. Maybe the profile is closed. You know how sometimes you could close stuff, but that don't mean it's all your information is permanently gone. You just go back in and reinstate the account, right? We'll see. But Stella is starting to figure out because Stella remembers it first said she had a blood relative in Port Charles. Now, mind you, that should have been TJ, right? That's what I thought all along. When they said that, it should have been TJ. But I think the problem is TJ never submitted any of his DNA to the ancestry or the DNA place. So therefore, they would not be able to match TJ. Yeah, that did come out. He's never done it. He's never submitted his DNA. So anyway, we shall see. It's getting juicy. Portia's getting ready to be busted out. And when Curtis finds out, Curtis is absolutely, positively not going to forgive her at the altar. Absolutely, positively not. And good for you, Portia. And Portia's going to be all full of tears. And Curtis, honey, you shouldn't change anything. Curtis, honey, Trina, I know I've lied to you all your life, Trina, baby, but I can't wait for that wedding and that bust out. That's going to make me incredibly happy. So now at the hospital, we have, of course, Drew saying, Carly, what happened? Did Willow take a turn for the worse? And Carly's like, no, it's good news. Oh, that, you know, she told him briefly what could happen. And oh, they both hug. Oh, that's such good news. And Nina sees them. Oh, she backs around the corner so she could hear. That's such good news. Oh, my goodness. And he goes, oh, but you know, we got to be careful. Nobody could see us. And Nina's thinking, well, wait, why? See, and that's what was so ridiculously stupid. You found out good news amongst your family, and not just Carly's family, being Michael and Michael's significant other and her grandchild. Drew is physically Michael's uncle, okay? Half step uncle. Let me think about that. Yeah, because Drew's Adam's son and AJ was Adam's son. Yeah, uncle. he would be legitimately happy. No one would think or be the wiser. We found out good news, everybody, because now the whole family thinks she could be dying because Nina's not a match. We found out good news. We were embracing himself, embracing each other. Ned could come in. What's going on? We found out good news. They're going to use the baby to deliver Nina's baby, Willow's baby. They're going to use the stem cells. The baby stem cells can save Willow. Carly would hug Ned, or Ned would. They see, that's something that they made it awkward and now questionable. So Nina comes around the corner because she hears them walking her way. So she wants to make sure she don't get caught. She goes, oh, yeah, you two. You guys seem to be pretty close there. Oh, and Drew, so you've just forgiven Carly, I see, for lying to your face for months. And so they look at her and Carly's like, you know what? Just because people can forgive me, and she almost said, and not you, that's on you, right? And so Nina goes, no, but it's just so interesting how, you two, and then Carly goes, I don't have to stand here and listen to you. So Carly immediately goes to walk away. And Nina turns and she's yelling at Carly and Drew as they're trying to walk. And finally, Carly turns around like, you know what? She's getting ready to kick off her heels, right? Go whoop Nina's behind. And Sonny, all of a sudden you hear, is everything okay out here? And Drew goes, we're leaving. And I'm thinking, Drew, shut up. Why would you say it that way? Like you spineless. Navy SEALs are made better than that. That's ridiculous. Sonny could clearly hear is Nina doing all this yelling and loud talking, right? Carly was trying to walk away. And so Drew goes, no, we're leaving, because Carly had turned like, you know what, I'm sick of you, chick. And Drew's like, no, wait. And so he ushers her away, and Sonny walks up and he goes, are you all right? And I'm thinking, see, I'm sick of that, Sonny. The writers need to do better than that, especially with Sonny's character. Sonny could clearly hear who's yelling, clearly, okay? But then the first thing you do, are you all right? No, it ain't you all right. It was, hey, we're in a hospital, Nina. Keep your voice down. What are you doing? And I have told, if he puts his foot down with her. And so she looks at him and she goes, I hate your ex. I hate her. And he looks at her and he goes, we want to hear some good news? And I'm thinking, see, no. That's like a kid pulling a tantrum. And you know what you say? Hey, pull out your pipe, go lollipop. Versus timeout. You need a timeout, go in the corner, right? Facing the wall, timeout. But so he says, there may be a way to save Willow. And she looks like, oh. And he goes, but listen, this vendetta, this revenge thing, Nina, it has to stop. Sonny goes, it has to stop. Because it's not going to do any good and you any good. And so she goes, sometimes, what did Nina say? I wrote that down. Sometimes war is unavoidable. And she's looking at Sonny. Right? And so Sonny's just looking at her. And he goes, but this is not going to help Willow right now. So then she goes, oh, I think I know how I can help my daughter. I got it. Now, when she looked at him in his eyes and sometimes war is unavoidable. Sonny Corinthos, being Sonny Corinthos, would have looked at her and said, let me tell you something. I'm going to squash this right now. Squash it. Because she goes, she knew for months and let me argue with my daughter. Actually, no. That was after. So she goes in and Michael's with Willow and she goes, can I speak to Willow? And Michael's like, this is not a good time. No, this will just take a minute. I'm not going to upset her. This will just take a minute. See, Nina never listens. This will take a minute. So Willow goes, Michael, it's okay. So Michael leaves the room and Willow is there. I mean, Nina comes over to talk to Willow and Nina's saying, listen, I'm here for you. Because she goes, what do you want, Nina? I'm here for you. I mean, you have to put on a brave face for people like Michael. And I'm thinking, people like Michael. For people like Michael and his family. But you don't have to put on a brave face for me. Okay? You could tell me everything that you're feeling. Go ahead. I could take it. You could tell me things that people like Michael would not understand. And Willow's kind of looking up at her like, huh? Like, I know you are terrified in this surgery. I know you're terrified. Like right now, you're probably finding it hard to breathe, aren't you? Because you don't know the outcome. You don't know if it's going to work or not. You don't know if the choices you're making are going to put your unborn child, my grandchild, mind you, I already love it, but you don't know if it's going to put that baby in jeopardy. Ooh. So I know. Listen, everybody. The last part, look, she said, I know you're terrified, with the procedure that you may have, because at this point, they don't know exactly when, because Willow had already made up her mind. So the procedure you're going to have, delivering the baby early. I know you're terrified of that, but you can talk to me. That I added all the rest of that because that's how Nina was making her feel, because Willow's kind of like, her face is like, huh? And she goes, no, Nina, I wouldn't say that I'm terrified. She goes, I don't know that terrified is the word. See, I'm thinking, but you sure put that thought in her mind, didn't you, Nina? You put the word. She goes, I don't know if I'm terrified. Okay, but chick, now that you in here, you're making me terrified. So get the heck out, right? And so she goes, but no, this is all new, Nina. And no, I don't want to bring Michael down, but pretty much Michael's been laying in the bed with Willow as Willow's hanging out to him for dear life, talking about how scared she is. Michael is her rock, and she has him to lean on. And Nina already subtly, see, it's very subtle. And I know you Nina lovers and you Nina fans are going to say, no, her heart was in the right place. Listen to how she said it. She was trying to already, see, this is a wedge that I'm already trying to make. Because it's me and you, baby girl, against the world. Me and you against, no. And Willow, I'm so happy. She's like, no, I can't confide in you. No, I am nowhere near there at all. She goes, but like, thank you for your concern or offering, but no. And then Terry Randolph, yes, I saw Comment Corner. I could not think of Terry's last name. A Friday to save my life, Dr. Terry Randolph. She came in, she goes, Willow, I was able to push your C-section up. You're next. The nurse is coming in to prep you for the procedure. And she looked at Nina, she goes, you need to leave. You have to leave. Oh, okay. So she goes out, and Sunny says, how did it go? She still wants nothing to do with me. Now, by the simple fact, I'm sorry, everybody, Willow was civil to Nina. Even though, Chick, you pretty much tried to, whatever terror I may have had, you really tried to bring that forward, right? You really did, Nina. Okay. Willow did not yell at her. She didn't say, don't come in to see me again. She didn't say none of that, right? She was very civil to her. I said it before. Nina is her own worst enemy. Harmony knew to give her space. And then in Comment Corner, I don't know if it's this Comment Corner or I may have missed it, because sometimes YouTube will bring up comments, and then when I go back, oh, they're not there, and I don't remember because there's so many comments. But Harmony did much worse to Willow. I think these are in his comments. And it took Willow some time, but Willow forgave her mother. Nina needs to give her space. But what did Harmony say? Nina is going to smother the life out of Willow. And if you gave her a chance, that's exactly what she would do. And so she told Sunny, she still wants nothing to do with me. And as she kind of looks at Carly and Drew over in the corner talking, and all Carly's fault. She let me argue with Willow for months. Had I known, I wouldn't have been arguing with her over these last few months. And Sunny doesn't have balls enough to say, okay, the last 6 months, but what about the last 4 years? Because see, it's the last 4 years that you bullied and you tormented Willow. Period. Before Willow was even involved with the Quartermaids, with Michael. So Nina keeps needing reality check. Like Ava tried. Because Ava said, oh, well, you were acting this way well before Willow got involved with Michael. And Nina said, yeah, from the first time I laid eyes on her in the classroom when she was, I felt she was picking on Charlotte. I didn't like her and haven't liked her ever since. So don't you say Carly did this, Nina. It was you. It was you. And the way you're acting now, this is why. So now, what was really stupid, everybody, when Drew took Carly over to the side, when he got Carly away from Nina, Carly, in the middle of the hospital lobby, Carly, do you think, now mind you, Drew always whispers, do you think, but at this level, do you think that Nina knows? Do you think she saw us? Because you know what? People can't find out about us, Carly. People can't know, because that could get us in trouble with the FCC. FCC, right? For you doing insider trading, okay? So people can't know. And I said, okay, this is what made me fast forward that conversation. Because why would you say that in public? Why would you say that? And how could Nina know that? Anything about the FCC? Yes, she knows Carly lost her, she leveraged her hotel to buy stock in it, but Nina doesn't know anything further than that. And neither does the person that could be walking down the stairs, because they're under the stairwell right there in the main lobby as he's talking. And he could get us in a lot of trouble. So we have to be more careful. And I'm thinking, idiots, you're adults. Period. Now you're making it look crazy and stupid when it could have been just a happy celebration moment. And you could have turned your words into something appropriate. Then, boy, I missed you. You sure feel good hugging you right here. Oh, goodness, that reminds me of what we were doing in the bed before we got here. Oh, anyway, I'm done with that because Drew has to be the biggest bumbling idiot. Bumbling idiot. And now anybody could have been standing, putting annotations on a patient's chart, anything. You know how soap operas are. And now they know. Now they know. So let's go to Comment Corner. Comment Corner. Hello there says, I think it's pretty obvious Nina's going to call the FCC on Carly and Drew. The question is, how will she know to do so? That's because Drew, next time she sees Carly and Drew, Drew's going to say, you know what, Carly, I think you're right. I think Nina doesn't know anything about calling the FCC because of the insider trading. I think you're right, Carly. She don't know. Unless she's going to actually conspire with Ned. This is hello there, speaking again. Then I don't know how she would actually know they committed a felony. However, recently Ned was around the hospital to visit Willow. So I could conclude, envision him spotting Drew and Carly, making up and then kissing in the hallway, only to be followed by making a call to report the FCC while Nina overhears him earshot. You know what? That's some good soap opera scene writing. And unfortunately, they just might do it that way. But Ned is long gone. Remember, him and Brooklyn were there earlier to visit Willow. Willow had candy and flowers, but Ned took the candy box and left Brooklyn the flowers to give to Willow. Let's see. And then Annette says, maybe Dex is kin to Nell. Well, we've already had that theory, Annette, and that's if they're going to make triplets, right? And or if maybe Silas Clay, who is Willow's father, who's dead, Willow and Nell's father, Nina was married to him. Maybe he had another kid somewhere. Because remember, Ava got pregnant by Silas, so there was another sibling, right? And it was Kiki, because there was a while once Kiki found out that was her father. As her father, she lived with him for a minute, right? And then Cindy says they now know that Willow and Nell are biological twins. They could exhume Nell's body and use the Nell's been dead for what, almost 2 years now. Look, I don't know forensics, y'all, but Nell's body is pretty decayed. And now what kind of bone marrow could they get? Now look, Comment Corner, if we got some forensics guys that look at Comment Corner, and you can say, hey, in my professional experience, yeah, blah, blah, oh, please enlighten us. But I'm telling you, that should be a no-go at this point. She hasn't been left in a refrigerator for 2 years, preserving stuff. No, the worms are pretty happy right now. And Patricia says, I looked at the scenes and Dex did not have a picture of Wiley. They showed Dex and Wiley. So it was Dex and Wiley. How did he get a picture of that? His picture were on the next scene. Oh, his picture was in the next. Well, still, how did they see Dex and Wiley? I don't know. Another theory is Dex could be AJ Quartermain's son, which makes more sense. Then another far shot suggestion that he's Anna and Valentin's son. They didn't even know each other that far back. Okay, Anna and Valentin definitely knew each other as far back as Peter August, which is why Anna thought Peter August. But see, that's much older, right? The age of Dex, who was much younger than Robin, Anna and Valentin had not, their paths hadn't crossed in decades, right? The child that Anna could have had with Peter August because of was that a Cassadine or Phazon? Because of Phazon would that was years and years ago. And really she found out it wasn't even Anna, it was her sister Alex that had Peter August. And then Tom says, if Anna could become best friends with Nina, if Ava could become best friends with Nina, Willow will forgive her if she lives. Yes, Willow's a very forgiving soul. All Nina has to do is wait, but she can't. Anna Rihanna says, I think that Dex is either Sonny's son or knows him. When Dex went to tell him about he and Joss, he made the comment, and Sonny said, I used to say that, or something like that. Usually it's something slight but familiar, and there's a backstory coming. Yeah, we don't know Dex's backstory, so we know it's coming, and I have a feeling it has something to do with Sonny. Lucy says, Carly and Drew in bed. No. Ugh. Cindis says, Dr. Terry Randolph. Thank you so much, Cindis. Gwendolyn says, if Willow had a medical emergency where she couldn't speak for herself, her nearest relative would be Nina. That can make medical decisions for her. Wu wants the majority of stock in Deception. I hope Gladys goes to jail for embezzlement. You are so expressive. Love watching your great recaps. Thank you so much. I like having fun because sometimes, look, you got to try and have fun. It's so ridiculous. Anita says, realistically, I think Drew and Carly is lazy writing because without Carly in his life, what exactly is Drew doing on the show? Really, I know. What is he doing? He has become Carly's Rory. Carly's Rory for Trina, right? Just a filler boyfriend, just there. I'm so mad this character is a former Navy SEAL and now he's Carly's boy toy, LOL, just terrible. And I agree with you. Also, women sacrificing our literal lives for unborn babies is so overplayed. This is Anita's comment. Anita's comment, everybody. Don't get back daily recap, lady. We should stop that. Not everyone wants to sacrifice their life when they know they can grieve and have another child or even adopt. They aren't Jesus. And you know what? In Comment Corner, we all can write our own comments, you know. Okay, that wasn't too bad because if it was a bad comment, I wouldn't have read it. But that is definitely your opinion, Anita. And Anita says, I agree. Carly and Drew, very disappointing and waste of screen time. Nina is definitely delusional nutso. I have a daughter. I know I could save my daughter. She needs to calm down. Yay, Lucy is back with Martin. Cindy says, Drew has plenty of time to spend with his daughter, but never does. He sure doesn't. He babysat Wiley. So Michael could be a GH with Willow. Then he got it on with Carly. He briefly reconnected with Scout when he first got back to Port Charles, and he's hardly seen her except when he ran into Sam and Scout at a restaurant, right? I know. He talked to his daughter for a few minutes at the restaurant. And I kind of think on maybe Halloween, he may have had Scout for a few minutes when he took Scout to see Alexis, I think. Deborah says, which was weird because Sam could have taken her to see Alexis. Oh, he took her to see somebody. Nina will nosy around the hospital looking for anything she can do to start some trouble. They didn't even have enough to worry about. Wait, they don't have enough to worry about. Nina keeps getting messy, never apologizes for anything, like Willow said to Nina. always giving lip service. She has heard that before lots of times, and Nina never does what she says. I hope Nina loses Sonny and he is at least makes up with Michael. Michael needs to forget the vendetta against Sonny. Nina didn't want Sonny to be close to any of his family. No, she doesn't. She doesn't want him to be close, not a one of them. That way she can lie and spread her vinegar around. I would say venom, spread that venom around. And he would agree with her. Nina's toxic even to Sonny. Yes, she is even to Sonny. And as I was reading this, let's see, I was going to make a comment. It popped in my head and now it popped right out of my head. That's why I should have stopped and said that comment, because it was a really good comment too. Cindy says, actually, when we look back, Dex and Josh first slept together on New Year's. So she could be pregnant by him because a few weeks have passed. Monique says, the Willow and baby situation reminds me of Alexis and Sam when Sam was pregnant with Sonny's baby and Christina was sick. Alexis was pressuring Sam to give Christina her unborn baby stem cells and told Sam that she would feel bad if she let her daughter die. Yeah. And Anita said, and did Alexis know that Sam was her daughter at that time? She might have, which is why she wanted those stem cells. Anna says, loved Carly and Drew. Matter of opinion. Well, you're right, Anna. We've got to see, and that's why they write things the way they do. There are people that love it, and Anna loved it, right? Maybe the problem is he's not a thug and not considered exciting. Just like folks talk about boring Cameron, he's not a thug. Hello there says, I don't care for them much as a couple. But I never fast forward. Oh, really? Honestly, as a true fan, I don't understand that, but to each their own. That is true. Jody says, you're so right. I literally switched the channel during the Drew and Carly bed scene. There's absolutely no chemistry between them. Get rid of the writers, and while you're at it, get rid of Sonny and Nina, because they have no chemistry either. I can't wait for this wedding. The poo-poo is about to hit the fan. And Anita said ditto. DB says C and J need some tips from Lucy and Marty's. Please make them stop with this Wood couple. Dacia says Nina should be angry with her own mother instead of Carly. Nina needs to stop obsessing over Carly all the time. Nina's delusional with herself. Nina's finding herself. Nina will be finding herself in Shady Brook. All that sending Nina to Shady Brook for breaking down with her obsession with Carly. I don't quite understand that. Nina needs to talk to Kevin. That is true. DB says, and every time she opens her mouth, slinging a heap of coal on Carly's head, she should look in the mirror and feel bad. We feel bad, it's Willow. She should look in the mirror, we feel bad, it's Willow. Now let's see. Ooh, still got a lot of comments to go, everybody. Let's see what we got. Michael says, Dex is Anna Devane's son with Valentin. Nope. Alex isn't Jason is not Dex's father. Dex already knows Anna is his mother. I don't know how you feel Dex already knows Anna is his mother. He called her mom. I did not hear Dex call Anna mom. Griffin is his younger fraternal twin brother. I was going to say Griffin wouldn't be that age. I think Griffin would be older. And then how would you know Griffin is his younger fraternal twin brother? Are you saying Griffin came out Griffin came out 2 minutes later than Dex? Is that what you're saying? I don't get that. There was a reunion. There will be a reunion between Dex and Griffin. Michelle, really? Nina needs to mind her own business when it pertains to the relationship of Carly and Drew. Carly didn't cheat, but Sonny cheated on Carly with Nina. Revenge isn't the answer because Sonny told Carly to stop. Yeah, he sure did in no certain terms. But Nina, he can't even really enforce that, right? So should Nina stop? I kicked Nina. I would kick Nina to the curb if she takes revenge on Carly. This way, or this why you don't, oh, that's why you don't treat others when later on they could be related to you. Treat others badly. She treated Willow like crap over the years. She put Willow down when she was Charlotte's teacher. She's not Charlotte's mother. Lulu is. That should have been between Valentin and Lulu, not Nina. And Lulu had to kind of put her in her place because Lulu says, oh, no, no, no. Charlotte's going to understand there's consequences for bullying. And then let's see, Michelle says, you wonder why Willow doesn't want to have a relationship with her mother right now. Lots of hateful things that Nina did to Willow. And her other daughter, Nell, is a psycho. One was raised with a nice person. The other was raised with an adoptive father who was all about the mighty dollar greed. Okay. Harmony was hardly a nice person, not on this planet. And let's be real. She offered up Willow, her virgin daughter, to Shiloh, the cult leader, as well as other young women. Okay. There was nothing nice about Willow. And Frank Benson was a very abusive man. I'm surprised they kind of rewrote that story because who Carly went was protecting her grave in Florida was married to Frank Benson. And Carly couldn't wait, even though Carly just didn't like the town. She felt she was worth more, but she had to get away from Frank. He was abusive, which is one of the reasons why Nell said, you left me with him. Not realizing Carly was a teenager. Girl, she wasn't your parent. She was not. She didn't know. She was heading out for Port Charles. She didn't know she's going to be able to take care of herself. Let's see. And you wonder why, okay, Willow doesn't want a relationship with her right now. A lot of hateful things that Nina did to Willow and her other daughter, Nell. Okay, I already said that. No, I already said that. One was raised by a nice person. No, that wasn't true. Nell turned out to be a very vindictive person. Ron says Robert is using old school theory. You throw enough bait out at the fish and one will bite, and Victor will fall for it. Terry says Drew and Carly are boring, like watching paint dry. I am so over Willow. Finally, she's going to have the baby, and nobody is going to is doing any donor tests because they can use the umbilical cords and the stem cells. Umbilical cord stem cells. Seriously, General Hospital, this story is so slow and boring. Michael says, you know, I love my girl Nina, but you are right. She is setting herself up if she rushes Willow. Nina hasn't done anything to Willow that's unforgivable. And I mean, in time, Nina and Willow should be fine, which is true. To be fair, Harmony sold Willow to the cult leader. As much as Willow's haters loathe Nina, she's done nothing like Harmony, nor has she inflicted equal pain on her. No, you're right. Nina really hasn't. The only person she's inflicted horrible pain on was Ava when she cut that baby out of her stomach. I'm glad things seem to be moving in the right direction towards taking Victor down. Why Robert is not clearing up Lucy's disappearance is beyond me. I know that, right? I guess he's leaving Holly out of the fake shooting, which would have shed so much new light because Robert knew the whole story. Maybe they can blame Renee, the dead French girl. Why is Willow being so stupid? This is not bravery, it's stupidity. The writers need to quit this foolishness. It looks like Stella will discover the truth due to their DNA family search. Dr. Terry Randolph is the name of the doctor. Great recap. Thank you so much, Michael. Anna Rihanna says Nina is in dreaming bliss. She is delusional, and no one is telling her to snap out of it. Yay, Martin and Lucy. At this point, Willow is just ridiculous. I can't even bother anymore. I will believe that baby coming out when there is a baby. Great recap. Have a wonderful weekend. Okay, almost done with Comic Corner. Comic Corner. Casey says Randolph. Thank you. That's Terry Randolph's last name. Sandy says, thank you. Glad to know I'm not the only one who had to fast forward through Drew and Carly. They were so uncomfortable with each other, making it uncomfortable to watch. Nina is letting all that crazy out. Look out, Carly. And DB says, you're not the only one. Carly didn't want to be there either. That was funny. NK says, I really wish Ava or someone else would be real. Ava was real with her, would be real with Nina, like pointing out her hypocrisy or long list of lies or delusions. LaShunta says, Britt was the only one who told Nina the truth. Sunny coddled her and acts like she's glass. And NK says, it was Drew's creepy eyes for me when they were hugging. I wish they broke up when he said he needed time. I know, goodness. I don't know, but yeah, there's just absolutely no chemistry whatsoever. So that's it for Comic Corner, Comic Corner. Listen, everybody, on my YouTube channel, I added, if you scroll down in the playlist, there's a special recap section that I have that I did a couple of Bold and Beautiful back when they had a storyline that was ending. And then I ran across this interview with the actress that plays Britt, and I can't remember her name right now. It's just goodness, I just know her as Britt. And she was interviewed, and boy, was it good, so insightful. She talks about her final days, about playing the death scene or the gonna die scene. She said Britt knew she was hooked. She knew it. Remember we were saying Britt must not have known. She said no, Britt knew. She said so it was her job to kind of try to convey. She knew she had been hooked because there was no words for all of that. If you can remember, Britt, after she says, Mother, I came back for you, and Britt didn't say too much. It was old Britt doing most of the talking. She said, so, and then Britt did finally say, it was the hook that hooked her. She says she chose, well, if I'm going to die, she said she would rather die that way. Which we all figured, we knew that she did not want to die a slow death with Huntington's. And she was able to, she goes, I was happy that I was able to go out, like a hero, but yeah, she knew it. And so go on to the YouTube channel, find it and watch it. I mean, it was a great job. And for those of us that, liked Britt and are going to miss her, kind of look at, listen to the actress. It was just really a good interview. So I said, you know what? I'm giving this interviewer his props. I'm going to go ahead and as a matter of fact, everybody, let me show you where it's at. I'm getting ready to share my screen, but let me go to it first. I'm going to, here we go. I'm going to share my screen briefly. Share screen. Share this first one here. And here's my YouTube channel. So then once you scroll down, because you see I have now the little official clips that I get from ABC. Here's the daily recaps of General Hospital. Here's my official CBS clips. And then here's my Young and the Restless, because those are Young and the Restless CBS clips. And then you can go to their official channels from here. And I love A State of Mind by Maurice Bernard. And then I put that interview right on the last special recaps playlist. So check it out. I mean, it's a pretty cool listen to. I was smiling and just reminiscing with her and a lot of things that she was saying. It made me feel really good about Brit. So check that out. All right, everybody, that's it. That's it for Comment Corner. I will be back tomorrow for another daily recap of General Hospital.